A major component of teaching online is establishing connection with students. Just like a face-to-face class, it is critical to maintain relationships. Video recordings are a good way to do that. ITAS offers support to assist faculty with this. I strongly urge all of our faculty to consider adding this component to your online classes.
So on the topic of faculty presence, I was thinking back to time, maybe everybody else has a certain time or a place, class maybe they started off in high school or even college, to where it was an incredible class when you first started off. And then it got down a few weeks in and you just started to dread it almost. And it's like, what happened here? Why did it get to be this way? And I'm wondering in some cases if it was the idea of faculty presence. We spend a lot of time and a lot of energy thinking about student engagement, but maybe we need to focus on faculty engagement. And I think that's what faculty presence is. So that means not just being there and being present, but being engaged with the students at whatever level. That includes online classes. You have to figure out some way to engage your students in the online environment that translates directly from the face-to-face and makes it meaningful and makes them want to learn.
All right, when I hear the term faculty presence, I think immediately of classroom culture. To establish a learning culture for your students, whether it's face-to-face or more specifically online, you have to have a faculty member that's present and engaged, that sets the tone and the culture for that class to learn in the most effective way possible. In the online environment, it's difficult because we're not in a personal interaction. It's more through communication, either through videos or through typing and messages. And so it's very important that you become very involved in the establishing that culture so that you can have the best learning environment possible. And so when I think of faculty presence, I think of culture.
Faculty presence. I think of faculty presence as a combination of art and science. Not all faculty engage with students the same way. They all have different personalities. Student needs are different. So it's really a way to find out how you make that connection with the student, be it in the classroom or online. Everyone's different. Everyone has different touch points. There's a way to have the faculty member show their personality and find a zone where the student feels like this is their optimal learning experience. So it's not a cookie cutter approach. Everyone is different, but faculty presence is actually critical in the learning process.
When we're dealing with students in the online environment, it's easy for us as instructors to forget that students may not necessarily be familiar with what we want them to do or the modality that we are teaching in. It's easy for us as instructors to go, I put together a really, really good class. There's a ton of stuff here. All the information is here. I understand perfectly how it flows. But the student may not necessarily see it the same way that we see it. And that'll lead them to give us questions, which can be frustrating for us as faculty, but is also important to understand from their perspective. I've used this in the past to modify classes that I've been teaching online to see it more from the student's point of view and less from my own.
Well, in my opinion, it is most challenging to create faculty presence in the online environment, but this is where it's desperately needed. So one way to create faculty presence online is by replying to your students within 24 hours. This really is imperative to creating an academic environment that is based on caring and respect. I understand that we all have obligations outside of work, but if we choose to teach online, it really is our ethical responsibility to check in with our students on a regular basis, to take care of them and help them be successful in your course. Additionally, grading assignments and giving feedback in an expeditious manner creates a faculty presence that they're going to really appreciate. So after all, we need to remember that their futures are often in our hands, and we need to be good stewards of the faith that they have placed in us and WSU Tech.
Hi, everyone. Welcome back. Just wanted to talk to you a little bit today about faculty engagement, faculty presence. the topic that we've talked about is how important it is to truly engage with your students, to be there for them with regards to your actual presence. And we can do that in lab environments. We do it all day in lab environments, but particularly what we want to talk about and look at is how does that work? How does it really impact the students with regards to hybrid classes, online classes, and making sure that we're truly engaged with those students so that they understand that they're not alone, that they're not on an island, that you're there to support them, to provide them whatever resources they may need to be successful. So we talk a lot about assessment. You guys are going to hear a lot about assessment during faculty in-service and continuing throughout the semester. Faculty presence is directly related to assessment in regards to how do you know how your students are doing if you're not truly engaged with them. So we want to encourage you to be more engaged and truly provide the students the benefits of your expertise within those classes, whether they're online, hybrid, or face-to-face.